Hello, my dear students. How are you all? Safe and secure at home, right? Welcome back to you all for online classes run by Viswasai Dr. SRK School. Dear students, in my last class, I taught you how do we need to combine the two sentences with participles. I gave the introduction for you for how to we need to combine the two sentences with participle, and I also explained you that what is the difference between participle and gerund. What is a participle? If a verb is in the form of V4, it is called present participle, and if ing has an action which is called participle, if the same ing doesn't have any action, and it is called gerund. I explained you last time many examples how we need to combine the two sentences with present participle. If the instruction was given at end of the sentences, and definitely we need to combine the two sentences with present participle, which is ing form. And there are mainly three types of participles are there: present participle, past participle, perfect participle. Well, yes, let me tell you, present participle and is nothing but V1 plus ing, and if we get V4 is nothing but a present participle. Yes, and let me check you on how we need to combine the two sentences with present participle if first sentence has a main verb, and I explained you already last time and practice example. And let me write you before that, if sentence has a main verb, if sentence has a main verb, how we need to combine the two sentences? If sentence doesn't have any main verb, how we need to combine the two sentences? That's our topic today, right? And let's get into the first example, how we need to combine the two sentences with the present participle if that sentence has a main verb. Well, yes, the thief broke the window. See, the thief broke the window. He entered into the house. And two sentences are there. These two sentences needs to combine with the present participle. And let me remind you once, in last class I taught you the same topic and how we need to combine the two sentences, and if a sentence has a helping verb or main verb, how we need to do, right? And the thief broke the window, he entered into the house. We need to combine the two sentences with present participle. If the instruction was given present participle at end of the sentence, you should immediately remember ing form. And then many students get a doubt, what is the thing that we need to change that ing form? Many students will get a doubt, and very simple, my dears. Look at the first sentence. In the first sentence, if there is a main verb after the subject, yes, this is the subject, the thief, and after the subject if there is a main verb, how we need to combine the two sentences? Just convert that main verb into V1. What is the V1 for broke? Break. Break is a V1 for broke. Break, broke, broken. So convert this V2 into V1 and try to write ing form for that and combine the two sentences. Yes, breaking the window up to the full stop, or sometimes in this place there will be and. Up to the full stop or at and place, just keep the comma. We need to separate the participle, we need to separate the class, gerund class compulsory. So breaking the window, comma, and replace this pronoun into noun which is there in the first sentence, that is a thief. Breaking the window, The thief entered into the house. Well, see, breaking, present participle. Well, and very simple, my dears, and this one I taught you last time, and again I remember you, so very easy. And let me tell you, if a sentence doesn't have any main verb, how we need to combine the two sentences. If there is a main verb, it is okay, very easy. And if there is no main verb after the subject, what might be the situation? How we need to combine the two sentences? Well, yes, just remember, my dear, if a sentence doesn't have any main verb, if sentence doesn't have main verb, how we need to combine the two sentences? Well, if sentence doesn't have a main verb, how we need to combine the two sentences? Well, let's get into the first example. Purvika is a brilliant girl. She got the first rank. So we need to combine these two sentences with present participle. If the instruction was given in present participle, you should remember immediately, and ing form. Well, and yes, Purvika is a brilliant girl, full stop. She got the first rank. These are the two sentences. These two sentences asked us to combine with present participle. And in last class I taught you, after the subject, if there is a main verb, convert that main verb into ing form. Now what is the situation? So after the subject there is no main verb, but there is a helping verb. Is it possible to change this into ing form? For example, is there. Is it possible to write ing for easing? Is there any easing? No easing, no amming, no aring, right? And vice versa, no wasing, no worrying. So if this case, in this kind of cases, and try to remember, there are 5 B forms in English language. They are am, is, are. Am, is, are present B forms, whereas was, are, were are past B forms. Well, B forms, there are 5 B forms in English language mainly, and divided into 2 types: present B forms, past B forms. And am, is, are called present B forms, whereas was, were are called past B forms. Well, past B forms. As it is a B form, if a sentence came with these B forms, immediately begin your answer with being. What is the answer, my dears? Being. Sorry, why we started with the being as it is B form? Well, as is a B form, write the B and add that into ing form. So as these are not possible to add ing, amming, no easing, no aring, vice versa, no wasing, no worrying. When this case, so as these are B forms, just add ing to the B, which we will get a new word which is called being. What is the new word here, my dears? Being is a new word. Okay na? Right. If a first sentence doesn't have any main verb after the subject, if first sentence has a helping verb after the subject without any main verb, so try like this, being compulsory. So the answer is Purvika is a brilliant girl, full stop, she got the first rank. Now the answer is being a brilliant girl, being a brilliant girl, not easing, being a brilliant girl, comma compulsory. If you forgot to keep the comma, then you will be in coma. Well, yes, being a brilliant girl, compulsory, being, as there is no main verb, as it is a be form, so that's why I add ing form for that. Being a brilliant girl, comma, replace this pronoun into name, which is called Purvika. Being a brilliant girl, Purvika got the first rank. Purvika got the first rank. Very simple. See, being compulsory. What are the cases that we need to add being, Nana? Am is or was or. After the subject, if there is am is or was or and compulsory, we need to add being. We need to begin the sentence with being if the question was asked us to combine with present participle. Well, yes, let's get into the one more example. Let's get into the one more example. Second one. I am late to the school, full stop. I am late to the school. Present participle. See the two sentences. I am late to the school, full stop. I was punished by the teacher. I am late to the school, full stop. I was punished by the teacher. We need to combine the two sentences with present participle. Well, and first sentence is very important. Either it is in the relative pronoun, either the grammar is in relative pronoun or participles. The first sentence is a very important. There is that clue. Well, and see, after the subject there is no main verb, as it is be form. Am is are called be form, so we must start our answer with aming, right? Do you think aming? Is it possible to write our answer with aming? What might be the answer? Think. Being. Very good, good, high five. Right, yes, being late to the school, being late to the school, being late to the school, comma compulsory. We should separate this sentence with comma. Being late to the school, comma, I was punished by the teacher, Well, see, being late to the school, comma, I was punished by the teacher. Very simple. Well, yes, if there is am is or was or, we need to begin our answer with being compulsory. This is called present participle. I taught you in the two situation, if sentence has a main verb, if sentence doesn't have any main verb. Well, and very easy. Let's get into the one more interesting topic in the same participles, which is called past participle. What is it here? Past participle. How we need to combine the two sentences with the past participle. And I told you in the first class what is meant by past participle. Can anybody? What is meant by past participle? There are 4 or 5 types of verbs in English language, main verbs. V1, V2, V3, V4. Only V4, just enough. V5 is also there, but we included that V5 also in V1, right? V1 is called present, V2 is called past, V3 is called past participle. What is V3? Yes, let me write here itself. V3 is called past participle, V3. Okay na? Right. Past participle. Past participle is known as V3. Past participle. How we need to combine the two sentences with past participle? That is the question now, right? Yes. Let's get directly into the answer, into the practice examples. The first practice example is, well, yes, Ravi was encouraged. Well, yeah, see, Ravi was encouraged by his father, full stop. He got the distinction. In his exam. We need to combine the two sentences with past participle. Well, my dears, see, Ravi was encouraged by his father, full stop. He got the distinction in his exam. Past participle. We need to combine the two sentences with past participle. Well, yes. What is a past participle? Before going to write answer for past participle, let me remind you what is past participle. What is past participle? V1 na, V2 na, V3 na, V4 na? V3. V3 is known as past participle. So, in the first sentence, identify where is V3. Identify where is V3. Is Ravi V3? Was his V3? Encouraged V3? By V3? His V3? Father V3? What is V3 in the first sentence? Encouraged. Yes, very good. Excellent. Many students said. Encouraged. Encouraged is known as V3. So, we need to start our answer with encouraged. Well, yes. Encouraged. Encouraged by his father. Full stop. No full stop, comma. Encouraged by his father, comma compulsory, and replace this pronoun into a naming word with a Ravi. Encouraged by his father, comma, Ravi got the distinction in his exam. Full stop. Very simple. No ing because the instruction was not given to combine with present participle. The instruction was given with past participle. As you all know that V3 is known as past participle. Well, dears, yes, hope you understand well. Yes. Encouraged. Try to identify where is V3 in the given sentence, especially in the first sentence. First sentence is very, very important. First impression is the best impression. First sentence. Yes. And if it is present participle, ing. If it is past participle, V3 past participle, ing present participle. Well, you need to chant like that. You need to chant daily like mantras, the equations. And whatever the structures in English language, you need to chant, you need to recall each and every time. Whenever you happen to see the notebook, you need to recall it, you need to drill the language, otherwise it won't come to you without any doubt, my dears. So, wishing you all the best. Well, and let's get into the one more example. Raju was appreciated by his boss. Raju was appreciated by his boss, full stop. Yes, he got the promotion. We need to combine the two sentences with past participle. Past participle. Past participle is known as V3, as my sir said. You should remember immediately like this. If you wanted to combine the two sentences with past participle, you should remember immediately what is past participle. Well, yes, fine. And let's have a look on the question. What is the question clearly, and that too in the first sentence. First sentence is very important. Raju was appreciated by his boss, full stop. He got the promotion. Well, and now what is our duty? First and foremost duty is we need to identify where is the V3 in the given sentence. What is the V3? Appreciated. I'll appreciate you. If you did correctly the answer before writing myself on the board, if you write, I'll appreciate you. Well, yes. What is the V3? Appreciated. Appreciated. So the answer is appreciated by his boss. Appreciated by his boss, comma compulsory to separate past participle. Appreciated by his boss, comma Raju got the promotion. Full stop. Well, very easy. It's very easy, my dears. Okay na? Appreciated by his boss, as usual, remaining as usual. Well, and I hope you understand this past participle. Let's get into the last one, perfect participle. How we need to combine the two sentences with perfect participle? Well, yes, perfect participle. Let's get into the one more interesting thing in the participles is past perfect participle. We have successfully completed up to now present participle and past participle. Now we are set our foot into the one more interesting topic in participles, which is the known as last one, and it is the third one in the participles, which is called perfect participle. Perfect participle. Perfect participle. We need to start our answer with having. Having. Immediately you should remember having. But there is a one more twist in that. If there is a having, if you need to start answer with the having, there should be V3 compulsory. There should be V3 compulsory. If there is no main verb in the given sentence, either been is also compulsory. Well, yes, perfect participle. We need to begin the answer with the having compulsory. After having, what should be written compulsory, and V3 should be written compulsory after having. If there is no main verb in the question, we should write been compulsory. Well, yes, been compulsory. This is called perfect participle. Perfect participle. You should learn perfectly, my dear. That's why maybe it is called perfect participle. Well, you should be perfect in all participles. Well, let's get into the practice example. And one more interesting thing is, if the sentence came with the has, if the sentence came with the have, if the sentence came with the had, the one and only thing that we need to combine with having. If sentence came, if first sentence came with the has, no hasing. If first sentence came with the have, having, possible. If first sentence came with the had, no hadding. No hadding, no hasing. For all the three is called having. For all the three is called having, but having is always followed by either V3 or BN, been. Either V3 or BN, been. Remember this, Nana. Remember this. First sentence, if first sentence came with the has, have, had, whatever it is, If the instruction was given with a perfect participle, we need to begin our answer with having. But after having, what do we need to write compulsory? V3, either V3 or been, either V3 or been, right? Well, let's check what is the answer. Well, yes. Let's get into the practice examples. First one. I have read the book. Full stop. I have read the book. Full stop. I returned it to the library. We need to combine these two sentences with perfect participle. Perfect participle. If it is present participle ing, if it is past participle v3, if it is perfect participle having, you should chant like mantras. Okay, now all these structures. Before going to learn grammar, you should learn all these structures like a chanting. Mantras like you should japa. Okay, now doing japam like, right? Yes. And we need to combine the two sentences with perfect participle. Before going to combine the perfect participle, what is perfect participle? Having. Having is nothing but a perfect participle. And try to identify where is have, has, had in the given question. First sentence, first sentence, as first impression is the best impression. Try to identify what is the has, where is the has, or have had. Okay, na? So convert this have into having. Having read the book. Having read the book, comma. Okay, na? Having read the book, comma. I returned it to the library. Very simple, very easy. Having compulsory. Okay, na? If the instruction was given with perfect participle, having compulsory. Having read the book, comma, I returned it to the library. Simple, very simple, because the instruction was given with perfect participle. If there is a has, having only. If there is a had, having only. Well, if has or have, had is there, this is the situation. If there is no have, has or have, had, how we need to write the answer? That is our question now. Let's see. First one. If there is no has or have or had in the first sentence. Okay, na? How we need to combine the two sentences. See, Rani was careless. Full stop. Rani was careless. She was punished. Full stop. We need to combine the two sentences with perfect participle. Perfect participle. Let's get into the one more example. And let's have a look, Nana. Rani was careless, full stop. She was punished. We need to combine the two sentences with perfect participle. If it is perfect participle, having compulsory. Having compulsory. Though there is no has, have, had in the sentence, if the instruction was given with perfect participle, having compulsory. But as I already told you, after having we need to write V3 compulsory, no? Is there any V3 in the question? No. Is there any V1, V2, V3, V4 in the question? In the first sentence? No. Then how we need to do? What is V3 for was? Now that is the question. And what is was? Basically in English language it is a B form. It is a B form. B is called V1, Bean is called V2, and one more bean is called V3. So we need to write compulsory having been. Having been. What is V3 for was? Been. What is V3 for was? Been. So after having, if there is no main verb, we need to write been compulsory. So the answer is having been careless. Having been careless, comma, replace this pronoun with a noun which is Rani. Rani. Well, having been careless, comma, Rani was punished. Full stop. Well, yes, and yes, this is the sentence. These are the participles. Well, my dear, and I hope you enjoy the session. We will meet you in next class. Up to that, and take care. I wish you all the best, and stay home, stay safe. We will see you in next class. Thank you so much for kind listening. See you. Take care. Bye bye.